I spent years pushing myself nonstop, feeling guilty every time I slowed down, until one exhausting season made me realize I was surviving life instead of actually living it.
Welcome back to God Showed Up Stories. Tonight's story is for anyone who feels emotionally exhausted from constantly trying to keep up with life. The people who pressure themselves every day to do more, achieve more, fix more, and carry more while quietly forgetting they are human too. Sometimes we become so focused on productivity, expectations, and survival that we forget to actually breathe. And if you've ever felt guilty for slowing down, this story is for you. Before we begin, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this story with someone who may need encouragement tonight. And comment below. When was the last time you truly rested emotionally? Never forget this. Sometimes giving yourself grace is not weakness. It's finally accepting that your soul needs care too. All right, let's get into tonight's story.
For most of my adult life, I lived like I was constantly running out of time. Every day felt like a race. Work harder, do more, stay productive, keep moving. Even when I was exhausted emotionally, I pushed myself anyway. Because somewhere along the way, I started believing slowing down meant failure. I rarely rested without guilt. If I sat still too long, my mind immediately started criticizing me. You're wasting time. You should be doing something. Other people are farther ahead. And honestly, I carried that pressure for years. From the outside, people thought I was doing well, responsible, driven, independent. But internally, I was emotionally drained almost all the time. I stopped enjoying small moments, sunsets, quiet mornings, conversations, peace. Everything became about surviving the next task, the next bill, the next deadline, the next responsibility. Even my relationship with God became rushed. Quick prayers, quick gratitude, quick moments of faith squeezed between stress and exhaustion. I told myself, one day I'll slow down. But honestly, that day never came, until my body and emotions finally forced me to stop. One week became especially overwhelming. Work stress piled up. Family problems surfaced. Financial pressure kept growing. And one afternoon while driving home, I suddenly felt completely overwhelmed emotionally. Tight chest, racing thoughts, exhaustion. So I pulled into a quiet park simply because I couldn't keep pretending I was okay anymore. I sat there in complete silence, staring at the trees moving gently in the wind. And honestly, for the first time in a long time, I realized how tired I truly was. Not physically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally. I remember quietly whispering, God, I don't know how to keep living like this. There wasn't some dramatic answer. No miracle. No loud voice. Just stillness. And strangely enough, that stillness felt healing. For the first time in years, I stopped rushing, stopped scrolling, stopped planning, stopped performing. I simply sat there breathing, watching sunlight move through the trees, listening to birds, feeling the wind. And deep down, I realized something painful. I had spent so much time chasing the future that I forgot to actually live the life God already gave me. That realization changed something inside me emotionally, because life suddenly felt fragile, temporary, precious. I started thinking, you only get one life. One life to love people. One life to heal. One life to experience peace. One life to become the person God created you to be. And honestly, I didn't want to spend mine emotionally exhausted and constantly rushing anymore. Over the following weeks, I slowly began changing small things. I stopped overloading every moment of my schedule. I started taking quiet walks without my phone. I spent more time praying slowly instead of rushing through conversations with God. I rested without constantly apologizing for it emotionally. And at first, it felt uncomfortable, because slowing down forces you to hear the thoughts you've been avoiding. The loneliness, the pressure, the fears. But slowly, God began teaching me something beautiful. Grace is not laziness. Rest is not failure. Breathing is not weakness. Sometimes healing begins the moment you stop treating yourself like a machine and start treating yourself like someone worthy of compassion, too. One morning during sunrise, I remember sitting quietly with coffee, watching the sky slowly brighten. No noise, no rushing, no pressure. And honestly, I felt peace for the first time in a very long time. Not because my life suddenly became perfect, but because I stopped fighting every second of it emotionally. I finally allowed myself to simply exist for a moment. And maybe someone watching tonight needs to hear this too. If you feel exhausted, if life feels overwhelming, if you constantly pressure yourself to keep going even when your soul feels tired, please remember this. You are allowed to slow down. You are allowed to breathe. You are allowed to give yourself grace while figuring life out. Because God never asked you to destroy yourself trying to carry the entire world alone. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is pause long enough to hear where God is trying to lead your heart next. And one day you may realize, God was never rushing you. He was waiting for you to slow down long enough to notice the peace, healing, and purpose He already placed around you all along.
If this story touched your heart today, comment below. I'm giving myself grace. And if life has been moving too fast lately, please remember this. You only get one life, and your peace matters too. Take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this story with someone who may need encouragement tonight. Thank you for spending this time with God Showed Up Stories. And always remember, God always shows up right on time.